Oh,
Wait, did
boy.
that guy show you my little skull boy?
Okay, we have to get going. This is the
Oh, that's
last
right.
thing.
You take control.
Ooh, nice.
You know I
We're
have
never
a hard
gonna
time
we're
with
never gonna go
conflict.
we're never gonna go
Anything.
willingly, Nick. You have to just
Never. You have to pull us.
Okay.
And with that note,
Listen.
everyone, welcome to Fable Table. Nick, bring us in.
We're in. Hello.
God, it sounded so much like John there, and it scared me.
Oh,
Just a little bit.
I don't know. I kind of liked the authority. Anyway, hello
Yeah.
everyone. Joining me today is the guest of season 3. We are diving into episode 6 of our game of the Wildsea by Felix Isaacs. So we've had 2 of our players do a last week on so far. I think we had Brian do one and Andy did one. Or was it Shannon? I don't remember. I
did not do one.
I need a last week on for our last weeks on.
Last week on, Andy did the last week on with assistance from Brian and Travis because I forgot specific details.
That's
Okay.
fine. That's fine. I just need someone to take point on last week on.
Ooh.
I'll take point on last week on, but
All right.
I might need some help from some of y'all.
That's
folks.
fine. This means Travis
Like-
really needs to pay attention this week because
Yeah. Next week it's all you, my guy.
I'm still recovering from a possible concussion.
Mhm.
That'll be my
Yes.
excuse. No.
So
That's
on
what they make
our
fonts for.
way to Spearing Fens, we Amber woke up in the middle of the night because she was the only one who rolled a 6, and she realized that the air was tainted and everyone else was tripping their balls off on the Taco Tuesday. There were like spores and fungus and crabs in the air. Prickles and Dill did not know each other and tried to kill one another unsuccessfully. The captain tried to shoot an umbrella at Amber, again, unsuccessful. We were able to overload the engine, get out of the spore cloud quickly. Exaltair really had kind of a bad trip, and I think he was gonna spend it down in the hold, away from the light, in a dark space. It was the fox and the Hyund. Was that
Fox
did I
and the
get it?
Hounda.
And the
Honda?
Hounda. Okay. Fox and the, I was gonna say Hyundai. Fox and the Hounda.
Lots of behind it.
How dare you? No.
I think Hounday would also work.
He had a mystical vision, and it did not end well for him. Prickles saw an earthquake or a rootquake as an event. The branches on the way. Oh, hang on. This was like later in the trip. We actually, once we got out of the spore area, the branches were like pristine and clear of ice. We ended up seeing, as an event, at the very end of that session, a futuristic vehicle sticking up out of the, I think, rootquake. Was that where we found it? It's a spaceship. We found a spaceship. And also a helium fish swarm, which is really fun because they're fish that are kind of like little birds. And they have helium sacs that inflate and deflate them and let them fly. So that is my, and if I missed anything, someone please.
That was pretty good.
Pretty good.
I would say.
Thanks, friends.
Considering the fact that for that session I had done exactly 0 prep and took exactly 0 notes, that was the best I could have hoped for.
It was a good session. It was the best session we've had, I think.
Yeah, it was.
It was fun tripping with y'all.
Yeah, same.
Oh, actually, I did take 2 notes. I wrote down. Okay, I wrote down 3 things. I wrote down 2 questions and 2 statements. The 2 statements are kind of tied together. The question, and this is going to be answered later, but I'm just going to prime this because I'm very interested to know the answer. What does Prickles get a tattoo of at the next port?
Yes. Me too.
I wrote down, how do Prickles and Dill feel about being shot / shooting the other?
Mm-hmm.
And then I wrote, Prickles discovers a location while on watch. The weather is changing for the worse. And I wrote Star Vessel. And I'm going to kind of briefly amend the description of this thing that you all see. I think the weather changing for the worse. We're gonna have like a little bit of a flashback to amend some details, and that is that it is this morning extremely foggy day, which is quite risky in the Wildsea. Actually, even more so than if you were just on water, because in water, if you know you're out in the middle of nowhere, you just like, let's just keep going, there's nothing we're gonna run into. But in the Wildsea, there is a lot of shit you can run into or come upon that is extremely dangerous. So you all are moving along quite slowly. And how do you all like realize that there is an extremely large body of this we'll just say starship for now, but it is going to become apparent that that's not exactly what it is. But like who sees it, or is there a way that you all have of like kind of detecting if you're about to run into things?
I got this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
When the fog settles in, Prickles will tell the captain to slow down a bit, and he will go down to the engine and feed it the specimen that he has, glowing grubs.
Ooh.
And by feeding that to them, he's going to hopefully entice the tentacles into giving off light. By feeding them glowing grubs, and then the tentacles hopefully will give off enough light that they'll act like fog lights as we walk through the Wildsea. That's my hope, anyway, for feeding this specimen to them. And then we will stumble upon it by actually revealing it through tentacle fog lights.
That is such a great idea. I love that so much.
Is it just like two tentacles just kind of like hold themselves up and a beam just shoots out from the tips?
I think it's more along the line of we have like 20 tentacles under the ship and they all glow. So we get a small area around us where we cut through the fog so we can at least see what we're running into.
Okay.
I'm just envisioning like the disco ball lights just spinning around the ship as it moves.
Well, I think that the ship comes upon this metal, extremely large, much larger than your ship, large metal object that it can, I don't know how the light helps the ship know that it's about to hit something. Is it that there's someone like standing watch at the bow of the ship, like prepared to like get it to stop?
I think I was on watch, wasn't I?
Perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I imagine if it's foggy, we have a lot of people on deck.
Yeah.
Looking out for anything that might be coming by. And by lighting up the area, it gives us just enough vision to perhaps see it.
Okay. And there's hopefully just enough time to yell, "Stop!"
Yeah.
Okay.
Our glow stick tentacles like reflect or off of something reflecting back at us out of the water.
Oh, yeah.
It's
out
like
of the
a
trees.
window or a piece of glass or something.
Sure. Shiny metal of this object.
Yes.
And so we can say that Amber calls out since she was quote on watch, and the ship halts probably rather startlingly, but a lot of people are kind of already at attention and got their sea legs about them. And there's a tense moment as you all stop and wonder like, oh, what could it be? What could it be? Is it a threat? Is it some sort of something we have to worry about? But after spending some time kind of like looking around at it, it is actually a supremely pristine looking space vessel. And this is the kind of thing you all dream about. Maybe in your lifetimes you've seen some spaceships or seen snapographs, pictures, if you will, of them, or seen scrap pieces of them. Most of them, if you've ever seen one in person, are just completely destroyed by the elements, by the sea. They're rusted out, bent and battered or destroyed. This thing looks basically factory new. There is nothing, no weather or wear to it, save but a few scratches of the sea that look like it has only just started to grow over it in the last few days. So it is getting covered, but it does not look like it has been pierced in any way, and looks like the find of a lifetime.
So excited right now. So this could be one of two things, right? As a result of the root quake, this thing was pushed up out of the earth. And we've got this beautiful specimen of a spaceship that we can plunder and pillage and take and do all of these cool things to. Or it's a freshie, and there might still be living people inside.
By the way, we got to go
potentially have to kill. We're gonna go. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So do we prepare ourselves to murder whoever's inside? Or do we?
I don't see why we have to go straight to murder.
Why are we going to murder immediately?
Do you not? Because that's the way. The Wildsea is a dangerous place.
It is dangerous, but there are some common beliefs and practices around salvage. That usually people are willing to honor, especially if things are going to get heated about a claim. Unsavory people like pirates, they would kill.
We're not pirates, Amber.
Prickles is confused.
I guess you're right.
So you want to befriend a Leviathan that has been attacking ships and leaving people stranded. But she wants to instantly murder something you don't even know is there because shiny.
I like animals way more than I like people, my guys. That's
I'm trying to put someone's bloodlust.
I'll bear that in mind.
Okay.
That's exactly. My bloodlust is as wild as the sea we sail upon, friends. I don't know what I'm about from minute to minute. I just woke up 6 months ago or 2 years ago or however long it was.
Why don't we just get in there and see what we find?
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm going to bring my spider friend in my hood.
What's their name again?
And, oh God, I didn't name them. Do you guys want to help me name them? I've just been calling them my puppy spider.
Your preview pet.
I think they should be named something that is pertinent to the 20th century Earth that was, because she is deeply invested in that.
There's definitely someone, a Ketra, one of the slug people, that wanted you to name them Ketra Lamar.
Oh shit.
That's better. Mine was going to be Arachniana Grande.
No, that's come on.
That's really good.
Fuck.
I don't think you should name it fuck. That doesn't fit to the theme.
Damn. Arachniana Grande is like...
Arachniana Grande is pretty good. I was going to go with Arachniana something.
I actually like that more than mine, Andy.
Arachniana Grande is her name. Yes.
Okay, so Amber...
Arachniana Grande hangs out in my hood, and we prepare to depart.
So, we're just gonna kind of like skip over like finding the door and breaking your way in. But I am curious, Amber, like as a dredger, do you have tools or anything for breaking in to things? And what does that look like as y'all
Well,
as we get the camera shot from inside as the door just kind of opens and whatever means that looks like?
As someone who is an amberclad, she has a mark of control over resin, sap, amber itself. She also has the shard cloak. She's tough as nails, and she's like bigger than like your average person. She's like tall and very strong. I think that, I mean, and in addition to that, like, so she uses, I think it's basically like brawn. I think she's like using her like physical strength to help break through. And also she's got like her hook hand that she uses to like get into and like pry things apart. So like,
yeah.
I mean, yeah. And as a dredger, I think she's got access to like crowbars and rope. And I think she's using brawn. I think she's stronger than like, she's like a tank in a way.
Yeah.
She's just gonna like smash through things.
Okay. So I think we get a shot of you like using smaller tools, and especially including your use your claw to get some resin in, which opens it up enough to get like the pry bar in, which opens it enough to get like a hook from the crane. And you basically have to like use the engine. Like that's how tough this is going to end up being. But
okay,
eventually we get no. We're gonna just skip over that.
Cool.
But you all break in and discover a sort of state of the art. It's like a little mini base. And as you begin to explore, what you discover is that this is sort of like a living and working quarters for an individual.
Just one person.
For one person. And Amber, it's at this point, or I guess anyone with like study who might have looked into pre-verdant technology, go ahead and make like a study roll.
Do I need to roll too?
If you want. This
Just
would
one?
be like a tides study. Or
I do have tides.
I would also take veils, or instinct.
I have tides and 3 points in study.
Perfect.
So I would get 4 dice.
Sure.
Right on. I rolled a 5 for tides.
You rolled a 5 for tides. Okay. And who has Chthonic is spoken language, Hyven is reading. Amber has 1 in Hyven, and that's it. That's the only Hyven you all have, which is a crude understanding.
I rolled 6, 5, 2, 1.
Wow. Okay.
Nice.
So Amber and Prickles, you two kind of piece together as you talk about like the technology that you're seeing. You look at the exterior a bit. This is not a star-faring vessel. This is not like a vehicle for travel in. What you realize this is a satellite. This is a mini station that was likely orbiting the planet.
So should we call Exaltair to come and look at this? Is that not...
I mean, you all are here. Like, you all can be inside if you want.
I assume I'm here with you.
Yeah. And just as a reminder, the name of this planet is Terrassa.
Terrassa, thank you.
Yeah. So you also see some imagery, especially some logos on some of the things that you find, maybe on like some display walls. This might be painted on the exterior of this satellite. It's like a mini space station, really, but we're gonna call it a satellite. There is like living quarters with clothing in him. The logo's probably on some of that stuff. But what it is the constellation of Orion. which is depicted as some kind of warrior. I'm sure some of this stuff has the actual like stars, as in the constellation, which would probably be of interest to you, Exaltair. But there's also some imagery with like what looks like a logo of a soldier with a sword and shield, or sometimes a bow and arrow. And they are in a very futuristic looking outfit, a lot like the clothing that you would find here on this ship. As you explore, you find kind of like an office with a bunch of computers and measuring equipment and things like that. There is a bedroom, there are workout facilities, there's a kitchen, there is a living room, there is a little bit of an observation deck with a huge like glass facing out. There is a kind of cockpit looking area with a bunch of controls.
I don't know how we can ever walk away from this thing. Can we not keep it? Can we not take it with us and like outfit our ship to like house this thing? How big is it compared to our ship?
Huge compared to your ship.
Can we tow it and then just buy a bigger ship?
No,
damn it!
Absolutely not. No, this is too big.
Fine.
What if we implanted the tentacles into this thing?
Oh my god!
We call it the
somehow take
Fajita
our
Friday
engine?
instead of the Taco Tuesday.
It's worth mentioning that as you board it, there is an
that
alarm
idea.
that goes off, and lights turn on.
Is there
Alarm
any
that goes
sign
off.
of movement on board it? Like when you say the lights turn on, is it all uniform or is it like progressing towards where we are?
The entire ship will light up, and as you progress into new rooms, those lights will turn on. And maybe after you backtrack a little bit, like after maybe spending 10-15 minutes in an area, or maybe after not visiting an area for 10-15 minutes, the lights will have turned off automatically.
Okay.
Yeah. So is there a specific area of the ship that people want to kind of like focus their time in?
I will be going to the office and looking for any type of physical chart that I can find to try to see if there's anything that they did to map the planet below them.
That's a good idea. I will be spending time wherever the bay of computers are to see if there is a message, to see if this is something that might lead me back to my preview history from before awakening, to see what they have record of. Because if it's a satellite, they might have video or imagery or some history of like what happened before that isn't just spoken word, because I imagine that there aren't a lot of videos in this time. That's what I'm going to be spending some time on.
Okay. So you probably start helping Prickles on the main computer, and you're able to pull up some files related to mapping, and honestly that's probably one of the first and foremost things that it probably just pops up automatically, because the person that worked here probably spent a lot of time looking at those maps and thinking about what was below. So you kind of get like this really futuristic holographic, like it projects it out from the screen, kind of like a 3D view. And after playing around with it a little while, Prickles, oh shit, you don't have sight. This is probably extremely difficult for you to use.
Suck. Is this something that I can help him with? Is there some way that I can help him to visualize or see the thing that is being projected 3D since he and I are working together? Wait, okay.
Prickles
So if
doesn't have
he's
sight?
projected, he doesn't have eyes, but is he
Or do
able to
you have
pick up
sight in some way?
vibrations?
I was
Is he able
curious where you were
to?
going with that.
Yeah.
He has eyes.
Does he?
Do Ectus have eyes?
I had assumed they do.
In all the
This-
art I've looked at in this book, I've never seen an Ectus with eyes.
Is he half Ectus and he had like a human mother? I don't know how that would work.
Mm,
But his human mother gave him eyeballs.
okay, for simplicity's sake and to keep things moving forward, we will say that you can perceive light and
Right on.
and that you're able to interact with this. You
I will
find
tell-
don't tell
I will
Felix.
tell Amber that I grafted the eyes of a newt onto my skin
Jesus
long
Christ.
ago. And now it may not be true or not. I don't care. It's just fun.
Yeah, so what you get at first is an extremely high level view of essentially like almost a continent level view.
Mhm.
Like you can see the foxlofts, you can see the interregnum, you can see the spearing fens. There's the Icterine to the east. There is the Kremich surge to the west, and the ambered whatever it's called. Even beyond that, there is a lot of markings to suggest a lot of really big like landmarks, and you even are surprised to see that there is markings kind of dividing territories of social groups. Like the spearing fens itself is kind of like highlighted, and you can even see like little highlights of what looks like the hunting family's like main fleet. All of like they have a huge fleet of ships that all travel together. Like that is specifically highlighted. There is a huge what are they called? Iron root, which is a tree that extends even miles beyond all these other trees. To the north of Ladle's Rest, that's marked. Ladle's Rest itself is marked. The Wither is marked to the south, etc., etc. And even like you can see exactly where you are. Like you have a kind of an idea, and there's like a special dot like flashing right there that indicates exactly where you all are. This in and of itself is a nerdgasm for you. And then when you realize you can kind of do like pinch and zoom stuff and rotation, it becomes even wilder for you, although you cannot read any of the labels here. And
I think
yeah,
I have one more question I'm going to ask before I relinquish my part of the scene. I think back to the last major humongous topographical effect, like huge earthquake or huge fire or huge whatever, and try to see if it's marked on this map to try to give us any kind of a time reference point for when this ship crashed. Like if there was an event that happened in the last 3 months, and if I can see that's designated here, then I know this crashed here within the last 3 months.
You can see the what was it called? That hole that y'all came across, the void. It's not, I don't think it's called a void. I'm forgetting what they're called, but like that is listed here. You can see up to the north, there is the conflagration. It's just a humongous area on fire. You've heard of it. You've been told stories about it. There it is. You can see it in real time. You also see, yeah, I mean, like there is data being fed to this, and you are seeing a live map. Like you can see storms way off around, but you're not seeing anything specific here.
Okay.
Good question.
What language is the map labeled in?
So this system has languages for like essentially like ye old English. Chthonic is ancient human speech. Old Hand would be like sign language, and Hyven would just be written word.
Okay. If Prickles is studying this map just from a putting on my ESL teacher hat,
Sure.
he should get +1 in Hyven if he spends time studying this, because if he knows places on the map as references, he's learning those words at the very least, and knows how to reference them in future maps.
Okay.
Peoples.
Sure. Go ahead and take a chart, Prickles, for we'll just call it regional map, and this is just going to give you lots of high level detail, or not high level, high level detail, for getting like looking for big things. But I guess if you wanted to spend
macro level,
thank you. Now, if we do a montage down here, and you wanted to study a specific area, you absolutely could. Okay. And then, yeah, I guess take a benefit. I don't know what else to call this, but just take like a benefit to a future role related to Hyven names for places. Yeah. What else are people? I know, Amber, you're interested in the computer, or you were looking for records. There is a data pad, like, set on a table out in the open, as if it was set here to be found.
I'm gonna grab it.
Okay. You turn it on, and there is a record. It looks like a chat message. And it's a communication program, and there's effectively a like a chat between the user and one other person listed here. Now, because your Hyven is not great, I am gonna need a roll from you. So
can I get an edge on any of these, or possibly? I've got grace, elegance, precision, quality.
I think Tides is applicable here because
shadows, ciphers, and secrecy. Okay.
Yeah, Tides is learning and lore.
Yes. Okay. So 1 in Hyven and then 1 for Tides.
Yes, and then take +1 advantage as well.
Because I'm from the old times.
Because you're from the old times. So culturally, you are actually subconsciously, you're very similar to these people.
Okay. So 3 total. I've got a 2, a 6, and a 5.
A 6.
That's
perfect.
pretty good.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
I have written here some entries from these conversations.
Okay, I'm gonna type these actually. It's much faster.
I can copy and paste them to you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Maybe not, because this is in OneNote, and OneNote hates being copy and pasted.
I totally understand that. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna
make
paste
some notes.
it as a picture. Let me. Ooh, wait, hang on.
I can type so fast.
Okay.
Whatever feels good for you.
Okay. So the chat is left open, and there is, it's kind of split screened. There are 2 chats happening. At the top of one, it says work, and at the top of the other, it says private.
I love it. That's exactly like my laptop right now. Oh my God.
Fantastic. You're so much like this person.
Good.
Okay, so I am going to be reading these with two voices. One of them, who is this datapad's user, is someone named Vulpa, and she will have a softer, younger voice. And then there's another voice that I'll do a little bit more deeply. So on the
work chat and then private chat.
yes, there's work chat and private chat. And the time, you don't really understand the time because their concept of time, it is meaningless to you. But what you do see is it says 0.1 cycles ago. For reference. And in the private chat, it says, coming from another person named Observer Iota, it says, "Good luck with your repairs, babe." And then in response, Vulpa says, "Thanks, love." Oh, no, I'm sorry. There is a draft message like ready to be sent, but it couldn't be sent because there was no signal, and it says, "Thanks, love." And then over on the work side, there is a message from an Observer Iota to Central Command, and Vulpa has been CC'd. Observer Vulpa's audit of the planetary combustor ignition protocols revealed catastrophic hardware malfunction. Orbital repair attempts were unsuccessful. Observer Vulpa has been greenlit for descent to planetary surface to seek materials and complete repairs. So this is a message from Iota to a command central command, and Vulpa, who is the person of this datapad, was CC'd on that message. And then Observer Vulpa wrote to Observer Iota, "SOS, local flora has seized my observer, abandoning ship."
SOS local observer, did she say?
Local flora has seized my
Local
observer.
flora has
And you
seized my
basically, like, in
observer.
your limited understanding, because again, you have a low score of Hyven, you're not getting like all of the detail here, but essentially you're getting the gist of it.
Okay. So there are people who are still in orbit who are observing our planet, primitive though it may be, because we've been knocked back to the fucking Stone Age, on account of the verdancy. But there are people who have this amazing technology that are observing the planet currently. It feels like that is what is happening.
That is a great way to phrase it.
Yeah, it feels like unlikely that something would have crashed thousands of years ago, hundreds of years ago, that would still be as pristine as this is right now. So
sure,
this is a very interesting development. I'm very excited about it, by the way. So she abandoned ship. Do we have any sort okay.
And to be clear,
I don't want to interrupt. Go ahead.
This person whose ship or whose satellite it is, their observer, is the person who left the ship is named Vulpa.
Right.
Okay. So you can scroll through their messages, and if this were a video game, you'd be presented with 4 options.
Okay.
There's 0.1 cycles ago, which you just read.
Right.
There's 0.2 cycles ago. There's 5 cycles ago, and 10 cycles ago.
I want to go 10 cycles ago. I feel like the further back we go, we're going to get more information.
Perfect. Okay, 10 cycles ago. This is from Observer Minor to Observer Major. Observer Major, I'm honored to begin my post here and work with you. I've studied sociology, psychology, and theology. I've studied Terras's colonial history, including its role in military conflict. I've read all your reports over the last 250 years and did my doctoral thesis on your influence on the Cosmer ideology and governance. I am ready to guide the population in eradication and control of ultrafauna and eager to learn from you.
Control of ultrafauna.
Exactly. Not only the control, but the eradication of ultrafauna.
Ultrafauna sounds like Leviathan to me.
A little bit.
There's probably some like similar like root word there.
Oh my God.
Yes, is what I'm telling you.
Very exciting. So the thing that Amber does immediately is tell all of her crew. I mean, the important crew. So she's gonna maybe not all.
Sorry, Dill, you're out of luck.
No, Dylan's absolutely important crew. He keeps us alive, dude.
He's just been quiet today, and I'm making fun of him. Continue.
Ollie's bored. What are you reading?
Exactly.
Can I read?
But no, yes. So the important crew, meaning the captain and my 4 crewmates that I feel most closely to, who understand me. I have a quick question.
So the 3 of us plus Ollie, right?
Ollie is the best. I can't wait to sacrifice him. I'm very excited for that. If only because it will make me very happy. I actually have a question about Dill, and I'm hoping it's not too much of a derivation that it will like derail all of us. But I wanted to talk really quickly about like how Dill is a ghost, essentially. When he is separated from his golem, does he have separate memories? Like the golem has memories and the ghost has memories. So when he was separated for that brief time from his like body, did he have a different set of memories than he does when he's in his body, and which supersedes which?
So in the lore of the Iron, go ahead.
Can I interrupt really quickly? How dare you? That's so rude to ask.
I'm so sorry. I'm so curious. After last week, I was like, "Oh my God, I feel like I need to ask."
Sorry,
is that rude? Sorry.
Dill's such an open book, and then he'd be like, "That's so personal. I don't know what makes you think that's an okay question to ask right now."
Oh my
God. I just don't think I know you well enough to answer. I in the Ironbound like description in the book, there's a whole spectrum, whether they've like built themselves or whether they've been magic together, and like what sort of memories they hang on to. In Dill's backstory, he formed after the ship was destroyed.
Okay.
And so for a brief period, he was just a golem of bits of ship with the, sort of odd memories of the chef and the meal that had not yet been served that was being prepared at the time. And the ship fell deeper through the trees, and he, as a golem, died and then still clung to life. So the timeline between those 2 lifelines is pretty short. Okay. So I think the difference in experience is not that much. One of them was already born of wreckage, the other born of the wreckage of himself. So
was it the same ship? I just want to understand. So like the ghost was a man or a creature who inhabited.
It wasn't a ghost yet. It was literally just a spirit of a meal.
A spirit of a meal.
A spirit of a
misunderstanding.
Of a feast and a kitchen and a chef making an important meal. That was just like, our ship is crumbling. I never got to serve this perfect meal to my crew after this successful mission. Damn it all. I'll have my revenge. I am a kitchen / powder magazine.
This feels a little bit like Miss Havisham's like uneaten wedding feast. Is that?
I don't know.
I need to Google this.
Wedding feast. But is it a feast that was so perfect that the tragedy of it not being eaten gave it its own revenge quest to be eaten?
Yes. Miss Havisham is the she's from what the hell is it called? What's the one with Heathcliff? Not Heathcliff. I hate myself. I'm drunk. Don't listen to me.
Huxtable?
Anyway, Great Expectations. Ah, I knew it would come to me eventually.
I had a feeling it was Charles Dickens. This sounds Dickensian, but
It is
incredibly
yes.
Dickensian. A feast never enjoyed.
I will say his existence is very Dickensian. When he became
Perfect.
a ghost, he threw in some Edgar Allan Poe into his existence. So
I love it. Okay.
he's a sad boy from a sad story who also has an interesting relationship with death.
Oh my God. I feel like Harmony is like so into that. She's like, he's such a sad boy. He's my best friend.
So yeah, his memory. So when he separated from his body, back to your original question, I don't think his experience is that different. He did just like he does have a different sense when he is just floating in the ether. He's just a ghost, no corporeal pile of stuff.
Okay. So when he separates from his physical body, his memories sort of
They're the same.
okay.
He doesn't access a different plane of existence. He's just not bound to the junk that normally makes up his body.
Understood. Okay, thank you so much for clarifying that. I'm sorry if I derailed us, but I was like so curious.
It's like I said, super rude of you to presume to ask, but
I'm so sorry.
All right.
Holy shit.
Let's cut over to Exaltair. What are you doing?
Exaltair has heard tell of these like vessels that would orbit the planet that were like in the stars or like among the stars, and the first thing that comes to his mind is if this thing spent any amount of time up there, it's gotta have information on the watchers from above. It's got to. They would just need to know about them in order to survive. Like avoid them. Like how can they be up there when there's these watchers that could wreak havoc upon them in various ways? And he's very much like looking for any mention of the watchers to validate their existence to the rest of his crew and stuff.
So it sounds like there's some fear of the watchers. Tell me about that, like contextually within your culture.
Like, there is for some it's fear, for others it's like respect. Like it's like electricity. Like if you understand it, you can be okay. You just got to know how to like protect yourself from it, and you have to respect it. So it's kind of like that. And there's also those that are afraid, and there's like, I'm just gonna not go out at night, or I'm just not gonna like subject myself to the possibility of being out there and having one of these watchers mess with me or whatever. Salt specifically, his stance is like he thinks he respects them. He thinks he knows. He's like very confident that he's safe from them so long as he's got his mask on. He's got his cloak to also help him. He feels like he kind of knows how to manage the situation, but it's always been a struggle, and he doesn't know all there is to know about the Watchers. He doesn't like fully understand them. He just knows like the safety precautions.
Right. Yes. Okay. And I think one thing I know we've talked about is that a lot of the Watchers and their guidance, their prophecy, their whatever is kind of distilled through the Cosmerius, who are kind of like a mysterious kind of shadow of leaders both like a like a theocracy that receive their word and kind of pass it on and preach about it and interpret it for the rest of y'all.
Yeah, and like with almost any religion, there's probably some murmurs of like how much is in service to them, that they're kind of twisting the reality of the situation, taking advantage of their position and the fact that so many people just believe what they say, versus what is actually fact. There's always some of that. So
were you there for when Amber read the line, "I've read all your reports over the last 250 years and did my doctoral thesis on your influence on the Cosmer ideology and governance"?
I don't know how long Exaltair would have been like waiting to go looking on his own.
Sure.
But I imagine like there's no way Amber would read like mention of Cosmer and not try to bring it to Salt's attention. And I don't think Salt went like sprinting away or anything necessarily. So I think he was like nearby enough.
Yeah. So do you maybe like interrupt her reading these chat messages and ask her to like follow up on that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he starts kind of looking, and then he kind of circles back and is like, "What have you guys found? I'm about to go up that corridor, but just want to check back with you guys."
Sure. Worth mentioning, as you're exploring a corridor, there is a door that you all can't open. And it's like in one of the lower, like there's kind of like 3 decks and it's in the lowest deck. But
I can address that in a bit.
As you use this data pad and even some of the computers in the office to kind of explore like the search term Cosmerius and Cosmer, there is copious documentation, documents, reports, Wikipedia. Like there is a Wikipedia, essentially. Not that you would know anything, you'd have any concept of what that is, but Amber would. She'd be like, it's kind of like a library that's a book.
And here I thought Wikipedia was about to get shut down because of lack of donations.
Sorry, it's not a Wikipedia, it's a wiki on the Cosmer and the Cosmerius. And you can find a record, a series of records, a list of records, and like communiques that are labeled as essentially what the Watchers, like it's essentially labeled as Watchers' word to the Cosmerius. And you can lay out right in front of you everything that the Cosmerius have ever received from the Watchers. And it dawns on you that maybe the Watchers are people.
There's no way. There's just no way. That doesn't make any sense. They're powerful. People aren't that powerful. How can just regular people on some vessel have such influence? It doesn't make any sense. Salt is like struggling to like. It's right here spelled out in front of him.
There's more.
But he's struggling to like.
There's more.
Oh, I can't wait.
I can give you more.
Okay.
Do it.
Okay.
How much do you want a mire?
Do all of it.
I'll take whatever mire you got. You don't scare me with those mires.
Included in this list of communiques are references to other things, which are a series of patterns that affect drones that are also in orbit, like little mini satellites, that are proxy stars. And there are schematics here for, quote, triggering stars to appear and disappear. that coincide with a lot of what you have interpreted as signs from the Watchers. Little light bulbs in the sky that turn off and on.
These people are assholes.
Go ahead and mark a mire, whatever you think is appropriate.
My theology is a lie.
It's not a lie. It's just manufactured.
My theology is
mark-
deception.
I'm going to mark something is hunting you. You're sure of it, and
Ooh, that's a good one.
Something is
This
fucking with
is-
you. You're sure of it.
yeah. That's kind of how I'm interpreting it. He's like, what? Who are these? He's like parsing this information. He can't like fully put it together, but now he knows that there's people up there that have an agenda, and he's assuming that they're up to no good and they're controlling us. And now he's going to be like extra watchful of the sky and these stars, like which stars are real now. He doesn't even know.
Oh, that's a great. I mean, that's a great point. Honestly, how do you even know?
He's gonna all of a sudden, like, his light bulb goes off and he's like, oh shit, I gotta look for the fox and the hounda.
What's real
that
and
them?
what isn't?
Was that fake?
I mean,
That couldn't have been fake. That must have been real.
No.
Andy, have you picked up on it yet? Okay.
I have an idea, but I mean,
Okay. Cool.
what's Dill's relationship with the night sky? He was born like
Oh, sorry.
less than
No,
a year
I'm,
ago. Like,
I'm talking to you as Andy the linguist, and the little
I see.
joke I'm playing on Travis right now.
no, I missed it. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
never mind. We'll keep going.
The Fox and the Hound,
Oh,
We'll
that
get-
one I get. Yeah,
Oh,
sure.
okay.
the Disney classic.
Yeah,
No,
that's
no,
been
no.
going on since last week.
No.
Okay.
Some there'll be a moment. Another light bulb is going to go off. Okay.
Sorry.
Let's return to Amber going through the juicy details of these
Very
chat
excited.
messages. So we have 10
Any
cycles
news?
ago, which we've read. It's this kind of like, hey, thanks for giving me this job. I am super obsessed with you and this job.
Nice.
And then we have 5 cycles ago, 0.2 cycles ago, and then the last one, which we've already read, 0.1 cycles ago.
I'm going to imagine that 5 cycles ago, things started to get spicy between her and her sponsor. And then 2 cycles ago, they were fully established as a couple. But that's just me as someone who is an avid reader of romance. So I'm going to go ahead.
I
go
want you to
ahead
know
and-
that 90% of my prep today went into these chats, and they were with you in mind.
Yes. Oh, I'm so
All right.
excited. Okay, let's go 5 cycles ago. She's starting from the beginning and she's going all the way back.
Okay, so
So
the
5
entry
cycles.
the entry 10 cycles ago was addressed from Observer Minor to Observer Major. And now Observer Major is sent a private and a work message to Observer Minor.
Oh, nice.
Observer Minor,
Major to minor.
congratulations again on guiding the locals through Old Nail's terror. Your dedication and hard work to reveal the threat of the squirrel colonies and influence interterritorial collaboration was nothing short of genius. I find myself inspired and passion for creative solutions renewed. Commendation has been forwarded to Central Command, and they agree a promotion to Major is in order. We'll talk more about transferring more territory and authority over to you in the morning. And in the private
Oh my
chat,
God, I'm so excited.
in the private chat, it says, Volpa, really, really great work. I'm so proud of you. I know you've wanted this for your career and for us. Cannot wait to celebrate tonight. See you then.
Nice. Wait to celebrate.
What was there's Volpa, and what was the other person's name?
This
Iota.
Iota. So it's worth mentioning that the older two entries, they're called Observer Major and Observer Minor. And in
Iota's the major.
Iota is the
Volpa's
major.
the minor.
But with this promotion, they become Observer Iota and Observer Volpa.
I gotta say, I love an age gap. I'm just saying. I love an age gap romance. Let's do this.
Only around,
So Iota's
250 years. It's fine.
I mean, whatever. He's a silver fox. Let's fucking get it.
Time is relevant.
so-
Nick. Continue.
Oh, these are both women, by the way. Although one of
my
them
gosh.
is a
He's
synthetic
silver
person.
fox. I love it.
One of them's a synthetic
sorry.
person. Shannon's got the joke. She just doesn't realize it.
The silver fox cyborg.
Volpa.
Oh my god! Hang
Volpine.
on, this is like
Yeah.
Fox.
Yep.
There we go.
Yep.
Okay. All right. The joke
This
isn't that
is-
funny. Got it.
Yeah, no. I love it. No, it's
yeah.
extremely funny, and I love it so much.
Okay.
Oh my god! How
All
do
right.
I write this?
Oh,
How do I
sorry.
make
Let me
this a
put
book?
let me
Okay.
paste this for you. So it's worth
I can't
mentioning
wait.
Old Nail. There's a reference here to an Old Nail. Old Nail is a giant ass squirrel leviathan that you all know was killed in a collaborative effort of multiple settlements and factions
Ornail, right?
by
Old Ornail.
Oh, is it Old Ornail? Yes, Old Ornail.
Yeah.
I'm gonna correct that.
Think
in
so.
Or-
Think so. I need
Old
to verify now.
Whatever the case, and they were killed
Yeah.
5 years ago.
Okay.
So
So
now
this
you
was
have
the
a
effort
reference.
that Volpa led. The squirrel
Yes.
killed the fox.
Yeah, Old Ornail.
Yes.
Killed squirrel. Volpa killed fox. I'm just making notes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very drunk. Don't listen to me.
You're fine.
You shouldn't pay attention. I'm great. So Volpa killed the fox, and Iota was like, "Oh my god, I can't wait to celebrate this. What a great thing that you did. How do we move on to the next set of messages?"
Easy. We just
2 years ago, 2 cycles ago.
0.2 cycles ago.
0.2 cycles ago. Oh, so much sooner. Okay, 0.2.
So you would guess that would mean about 2 months ago.
2 months. Yeah.
Okay. This one's a bit longer.
Okay.
Okay. Observer Iota. I cross-referenced those strange signals from the Fox Lofts with historic records, and it's him. It's Anima. At least, I think it is. For an enemy divine, Central Command has surprisingly little hard intel on him. There's only one recording of his ability, and it's a near match. Take a look. Doesn't the resonance signature look a bit odd to you, though? I wonder if it's been mutated by the CRE Saberine. We should at least get the Cosmer active on it. And that's a professional message. And then, like, you see in the private chat, they're like, I'm worried, babe. Me too. I have to report this. And if this is Anima, things could get really, really messy for all those people. If any other civs find out about this, Command will order combustors. Deny any access. Oh my god. Yeah. This isn't what I signed up for. And then there's a 15-minute pause. I don't know how you would know that. But and now this is a formal message. Observer Volpa. Central has ordered an audit of your PCI protocols. Please commence. And then in the private chats, are you serious? Fuck this. I'm not going to blow you or that planet up, Iota. Will you return my calls? Please? Babe? We're going to have a talk about protocols. And then a professional message again. Observer Iota. Planetary combustor ignition audit set to run first thing in the morning. It's getting late. Signing off for the night.
I'm trying to take so many notes right now.
So, yeah. There is this discussion of anima appearing in some sensor readings, realizing that this is an enemy divine, which are those giant ass sentient mechs that we met in season 2, a few of them, like the really, really powerful ones. And then some private conversation about how fucked up it is and how complex things could get if that's true. And then Central Command getting involved. Basically asking these observers to prepare planetary combustors. Just
so they're
going to
blow up our planet, just in case.
And then Iota, the younger gal, being like, no way, I'm not interested in this. And then I'm sorry, that was Vulpa. And then Iota saying like, we need to talk about this. And then she's like, oh, we're gonna talk about it. Yeah, I'm running my audit, but I'm leaving right now, and we're gonna talk tonight.
Oh my God. Okay. Hang on. There's a whole lot happening right now. She also said that she wasn't gonna blow her up or the planet.
Correct.
So does that mean that Iota is planet side?
I think it's Iota's ship that we're exploring.
You are on Vulpa's ship.
Correct.
The younger gal.
Iota's ship is still above.
So let's go back to the one from 1 month ago. Iota, the former superior, says, good luck with your repairs, babe, in a private message. And then to their central command says, hey, Vulpa's audit of her planetary combustor ignition protocols revealed that there's some sort of malfunction. And she couldn't fix it in orbit, so she's going down to the surface to seek materials and complete repairs. And then Vulpa, who lands after previously saying, oh, we're going to have a talk about protocols, and saying, I'm definitely not going to ever do this, then says, oh, SOS, local flora have seized my ship. I'm abandoning it. And you're like, you came upon it and it's fine.
Yeah.
And then there's a draft message. Thanks, love.
Oh my God. Thanks, love.
There you go. I hope that is clear.
Yes, obviously. Oh my God. This is amazing. Oh, thank you so much for writing such
Amber, you love this shit. Shannon, you love this shit. Do you have any injuries or mires we can clear? No? Oh well.
Sure don't. Sure fucking no.
Well, if you did, we would.
Thanks.
Okay. Hey, Salt, what are you doing?
I'm fearing the coming dawn that is the combustion of our planet. No.
Yeah. Are you looking at that door by chance?
Yeah.
The one with the yellow and black stripes all over it that's locked?
I think I took I think we like reconvened and shared the information and stuff that we found, because I'm finding stuff about these watchers, and I think mixed with the dialogue text chain that Amber discovered gives us a pretty good picture here.
Yeah.
And have we seen any sign of like maybe the absence of a vehicle, like think a ship's like
an outrider,
like a Sea-Doo or something like that equivalent?
Nice. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Is there any sign of like something that says like escape pod or something to that effect?
There is a escape pod, but it is still there. It's still present.
Okay.
My guess is that by the entrance there is a conveniently square-shaped spot that is now empty.
Okay. So
yeah.
Volpa is not on here anymore.
No.
We see evidence that they left.
Correct.
Okay. Now that door is the only one that we haven't been able to open and explore. We've explored the entire rest of the vessel, or we have had access to the rest of the vessel.
Okay. I'm just going to, for funsies, Dill, as you were also exploring the ship, you come across take water bottles.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Say I had a plan. All right, water bottles.
Yeah. There's also take futuristic food rations.
I don't see that on the list.
Freebie.
Yeah, just type
it in.
Just type it in, buddy.
Okay.
Just add water, and we're just like
water bottles. And you said futuristic rations?
Yes. And then if you had another plan, you can absolutely do that.
Is your plan involving the door?
Well, my plan was searching deeper storage for a galley and or what I mean, his frame of reference is like everything is either a ship or not a ship. So I assume he would just be looking for deeper rooms that might have a galley or a powder magazine. Like he wants to go towards the center of mass.
Well, let me tell you, there is a room that looks like it's a galley, but there's no cooking equipment save for this like weird looking device. As for the powder keg, Salt's looking at it.
Oh, it's not in the center of the ship. It's out on the outer edge.
No,
Yeah.
it's the door.
It's behind a door.
Right.
Yeah. This door is like the third level down, right?
That's right.
Okay.
So I think you might have like grabbed
if I'm with you, Dill can pass through solid objects, so I think Dill would want to go through that door and explore it.
Before you do that, let me take a look first. And I'm going to mark my Cyclopean mantle. So Salt like unfolds a part of his cloak and produces a hood, puts it over his face, and he's got that like actual like biological eye like in the center of his forehead with this hood drawn, and he's peering through it to look into this room. Mark to see through a usually opaque surface such as wall or cloud bank. I think a door is perfectly within those bounds.
Yes, inside this room, it very much reminds you of what an engine room looks like on ships that you've traveled aboard. There appears to be a rather large looking machine on the back wall. There also appear to be you'd probably have seen these. Something extremely highly valuable in the world, and they are power cells. And then there is what looks like a lever with a couple layers of protection around it.
Okay, I don't see any sign of like damage.
Nope.
Do I see anything potentially hazardous to my friend if he goes through?
No.
Okay.
In fact, it strikes you as odd. You have not seen anything that looks like a weapon on this ship.
Okay. I'm gonna like as I'm peering into this, I'm just reading out everything that I see to Dill, and I'll say it looks like there's no hazard awaiting you on the other side of this door. I think it's safe for you to go in.
The door itself doesn't look trapped at all.
No, I don't think so.
Nothing sketchy on any of the door hinges. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll mark to become insubstantial for a short time and float through the door.
Okay. Dill floats through the door And a moment later, the bulkhead door slides open as Dill presses a switch to open the door, unlocking it.
Oop. All right, I
Excellent.
regain my objects, my body, and you said there was something covered in layers of.
Oh,
A lever
wait, hold
covered in
on.
layers of
Hold on.
protection.
Sorry. You went incorporeal. I need to think for a moment.
Oh yeah.
I mean, so when he goes incorporeal, the iron fish comes with him. So I suppose
Right.
that could be
And
used to.
that's yeah. And you probably like materialized that and bumped it into the door button
Yeah.
to open it. But I think as
Literally just like chest bumps things. That's all the
fuck yeah.
that's all of the dexterity he has when he goes incorporeal. So he can just sort of like vaguely bump up against things.
It's so you go incorporeal, you bump the switch, and as the door is opening, and you're preparing to recollect your body, you have a little bit of a flash, kind of like last time where you felt the gravity pull towards the piece of anima that you all have aboard the ship. You feel it once again. And you are granted a vision of when your ship, the Dilstreganona, was breaking apart. And being torn apart by the Undereaves. But you are experiencing it in reverse. You are torn apart and are experiencing the pain and strain of the tears, but as they're being like melded back to the pieces that are torn apart are being melded back together, it is still an extremely painful process. But that desire to reform, to be whole, is driving you in this moment. And it becomes it becomes painful to be away from your body. And you are driven to return to it. You have a bit of control here, but there is a subconscious force pulling you back to your body.
And that getting my body back will free me from this like weird cathartic pain that I'm feeling.
Correct.
It's all right.
You experience something you've never experienced, which is like, it's kind of like that, like you've been holding your breath for minutes and you finally get like that good gulp of air.
Sure. Right.
And you've never breathed as far as I know, but you feel like you have for the first time in your life.
That I'm breathing for the first time in my life as I am insubstantial, or when I return to my body, it would feel like breathing.
You feel that relief, that sense of relief when you get back to your body.
Okay. All right. So I don't do any more incorporeal exploration right now. But I'm gonna save that for a future thing.
Okay.
But I am gonna go over to the protected lever.
Yeah. It is there is a control panel and what looks like a glass case that has some sort of arm attached to it descending from the ceiling, and there's a second layer of protection underneath that, and then the lever has essentially kind of like a pin in it to keep it from being able to move without that pin being removed.
Sure.
If
he doesn't know.
Prickles and Amber are not with us right now, Salt is going to go and fetch them.
You will have a very hard time prying Prickles away from his now satellite topographical map, but I'll come with you, I guess. I will drag all you back there later, though.
Did Ollie come onto the ship with us?
Yeah, man, I've been here the whole time.
Ollie, what do you make of this lever? What
Looks
is it?
fun.
Yeah?
We
Why
should
don't
pull
you,
it.
Yeah.
I
Well,
slap Ollie in the face.
Whoa! Whoa!
Do not pull that lever. It's obviously protected. Something terrible will happen if you do it.
Like what?
Now, I do recall Amber saying something about Volpa and
Iota.
This vessel being beached right now might be cause for the others to avoid triggering the combustion, because they believe they have agents on the ground right now, and they have this vessel that could be lost. So whatever that,
although it seemed like they were willing to order the combustion of one of their own. Like someone had to stand up against that order, didn't they?
that was them standing up against the order was,
but I'm saying if the larger...
I crashed. I thought.
Okay. I was just saying, I thought the larger organization seemed like it wouldn't care about killing some of its own if it meant stopping what they deemed to be a threat. If this person had to like stand up and say like, I'm not going to burn, I'm not going to burn you, like the implication would be that the organization is willing to burn that person.
Right.
Hey, Amber. You have a strange sensation of empathy.
Oh, okay.
Towards the notion of being ordered to deny an enemy something by destroying it. That is all.
You're denying it something by destroying it?
Right. Like,
Yeah, we're gonna
like,
keep the enemy from getting this thing because we're going to destroy it ourselves first.
like, oh, like in warfare, if like your vehicle gets disabled and you abandon it, you would like in more modern
Sabotage
times,
it.
sabotage it or destroy it to deny the enemy the opportunity to study it or acquire it.
Just destroying bridges as you retreat.
Yes.
Oh my God, I'm a bad guy, aren't I? I'm a bad guy. It's fine. I'm coming to terms with it slowly. I'm a bad guy.
Good, bad, everything's relative. No worries.
It is relative. I'm a bad guy. Okay.
So, I mean, do we want to pull this lever and potentially activate this station?
No. Why would they put it behind glass and protect it if it wasn't something horrible? Why would you just pull it at random?
Right,
Ollie,
that's what I'm
shut up.
saying.
I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
We're not
If we
pulling the
pull
lever.
this lever, we might actually activate the thing
Hey,
that kills all of us.
hear my friend Salt out. It looks fun.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
No.
Don't misquote me.
I just want you to know that the longer we talk about the lever, the higher the curiosity drive for Ollie and Dill. Both Ollie and Dill are like, you all talking about this is just making it worse. Like, I want to pull it so bad.
No.
Before you pull this lever, we need to find a way to remove that mapping device and put it on our ship. Do you realize what we have here? We're hunting leviathans. We have something that gives us a map of everything around us in real time. There is no better tool
That's a good idea.
for us to find a leviathan than to activate that on our ship. We could even gather allies around us, and we could be the beacon that finds it and let them hunt it. We have to obtain this.
This displays organisms, not just
We don't know.
locales.
Give me. You spent some time not doing a lot while I explored stuff with other characters. Prickles, give me another like tides study roll and take an advantage.
All right, that'll be 5 dice then.
Yes,
On
please.
tide study.
Yeah.
I see a 6, 2 4s, a 3, and a 2. So I have
Okay.
a 6 and a twist.
Okay. So here is the success. As you spend some time zooming in on different locations, you notice that you are seeing tags of leviathans, like things that are slowly moving. At one point, you zoom in on where you know there are like leviathans that societies have kind of like tamed.
Yeah, I'm looking
Particularly
for
like
Jorah's.
think you're like Jorah's beard,
Yeah.
that giant ass worm. You find like you see that, and you begin to recognize the markings, like the specific markings on the map for leviathans. And you spend some time kind of playing around with that. And you realize that there is a marking for leviathan right on top of you, but it is very small. And it is unmoving.
Is the marking for Jorah large?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Jorah
so the
is
markings
a
are relative to
2-mile
the size of the.
Jorah is a 2-mile long worm. The thing that you're looking at, it is smaller than a. It's about the size, about smaller than a person.
Oh no.
And as you zoom way in, you realize it is not on the satellite, the observer. It's is on your ship.
I know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is exactly what you think it is.
It's the piece of anima that we are holding on our ship.
It is. Correct.
Oh my god, I'm so excited. Oh my god, I love it so much. Okay.
I just want to say real quick, if there was to be a way for Ollie to somehow incorporate the map system and make it part of him, it would allow you to take it with us in sort of a chaotic and unreliable form, and also drastically raise the stakes on our ship about whether or not to sacrifice him later.
I can do that.
If Ollie somehow incorporates the map and becomes like your map buddy,
yeah.
God, that guy
I can.
Can't we just plug it into the ship?
Just a story idea.
I can go get that thing. I can go get it.
And I also like I think if Prickles could tell that Ollie and Dill are both like getting way too curious about this lever, I feel like you would want to like diffuse by getting Ollie distracted by something else. So
so that roll for the map, that was retroactive, Prickles. We are still having the conversation around the lever.
Yeah.
Pull the lever, Crunk.
Don't do it.
The most
wrong twist for my roll, though.
Yes, we need to deal with that twist. What is the twist? Any pitches?
I rolled it. Somebody else has to suggest it.
Yeah. Maybe something else we see on the map.
that was the study. The study was the roll.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the skill?
Is there something else you all find on the ship? Is there something you find on the map?
Are there other organisms marked other than Leviathan, or is Leviathan kind of like the tag that we're seeing?
Leviathan is the tag.
Okay.
Whatever icon that they use for this vessel, the twist could be other ones nearby.
I'm gonna veto that. There is one other of those, and it is in orbit. And Amber would recognize the logo on that as Observer Iota.
Oh shit. Okay.
Twist idea.
I have a really good idea for a twist, but I don't get to say.
Please.
There is another. So I have two twist ideas. One being we find a way to change the filter to display a different tag, so we don't know what the new tag means, or there is a tag for a Leviathan that's far away currently, but its trajectory is towards us.
Well,
Nick, what was yours? I want to hear a third option.
Oh boy, I really like that last one.
I like that
I
last
was
one
gonna
too.
say, because it's only a part of a Leviathan, and we're picking up its signature, does that mean that
They call
because
to
it's
each other.
so small, yeah, exactly, they call to each other, they're trying to converge and reassemble
Does Salt
because
look
anima
at the
is huge.
Does Salt looked at the map?
I don't think Salt looked at them. I think all
Okay.
that Salt saw of the map was when he went and got Prickles to come over here. So
Because
far.
a twist could be that Salt sees like a constellation amongst the little icons on the map that no one else would have noticed that immediately means something to him.
Ooh, like a
I like
portent,
that.
like
I
a
like that better.
portent.
Like subconsciously not even looking for it, but he just sees the shape of like dots on the map and he's like, wait, what the fuck is that?
But
I
his
like that a
religion is
lot.
also crumbling around him. Like he's realizing that the Watchers are not the Watchers are just people.
Which I assume would make it a good moment for him to be looking for validating
For
things of his
signs
original
and
faith.
validation.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. Yes, absolutely.
We have
Wants
3
that
votes for this,
exegesis.
please.
This feels like a saving throw opportunity. Like, did Salt realize that his
Yes,
life is a
Nick.
lie?
Okay.
Sorry.
Travis, do you have an idea of if you want it to be a good portent, a bad portent, or you want to leave it up to chance?
Yeah, I always favor the RNGs.
Okay. Evens or odds?
Oh fuck.
I'm going to roll to determine evens or odds.
Oh my god.
Odds.
Okay. Well, they can't see the rolls here on the Twitch. You said odds?
Yes.
That is evens. I rolled a 6 in roll 20. So
that means that I don't get what I want, which means I get a good omen, right?
Sure.
No, I'm joking. Just whatever it was you already determined. I'm just trying to like subvert your mind.
You see this is I got an idea, but it's way too complicated to be a constellation. It was going to be an Ouroboros, except it's a Hydra Ouroboros with multiple heads and multiple tails that it's eating.
But we're talking about someone whose like whole thing is reading constellations. It could be like simple arrange the like illustration overlaying it that like normal people wouldn't really interpret.
Yeah, this is true.
Like the Big Dipper is not a fucking ladle, it's literally a square and 3 dots, but like, you know,
okay.
But you know, you see the like illustration overlaying it and it's like, wow, what a spoon. So just saying
we could reverse the order and like what is the portent, and then we can determine what that looks like.
Give us the lore first and then we'll tell you the symbolism.
Yeah. Unless you want us to try to figure out what.
No, it's fine. I think what it is is it just like the magnet? He said as though it were a tarot card.
I was like, the magnet?
The magnet. It's a magnet.
As in like a horseshoe shape, like a cartoon magnet.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? Actually, I like that more. It's the horseshoe shape, which could be interpreted as horseshoe or traditional old school magnet or
Right.
what have you.
Or good luck.
Or good luck. Yeah, there's a lot there. It also means something that might not occur to you because you don't know where you're going. You know what? Actually, this would occur to you. So you all are on your way to the tower, which there are a number of factions at, including the Twin Horns, who worship Taro, a bull god. So this could
My
be
God, it's the visible nose ring of the bull. It's just the part that we can see
What's it attached to, Andy?
through the gooch, just like Shannon said earlier.
Jesus Christ. I love it when a plan comes together. Okay.
Okay. So this could be. Are you saying that the symbol I see, Salt, knows what it is, or does not know what it is, and it can be interpreted as multiple things? I thought you were initially saying that like Salt sees like a symbol and is like, that's the constellation of blah blah blah.
It's the constellation shape is like a hoof.
Okay.
Or magnet. Like, and I was just going through all the possible ways it could be interpreted.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So, okay.
In a world where there are no horses, how do you describe a horseshoe?
I mean, there's lots
Are
of
there no
beasts of burden.
horses? Maybe there's no horses, but maybe there are still hoofs.
Oh, okay.
I mean, y'all just killed termites.
Yeah.
True.
Which
So we don't call it a horseshoe, we call it a hoofshoe.
Which Salt, especially because of the symbol you're seeing, you realize if the Twin Horns discover that y'all killed a termite, which is kind of a hybrid of an animal that they venerate, that could be really bad news, especially because the Twin Horns are like, one of their directives is to stamp out heresy. Another is instruct visitors in the way of Taric devotion. They venerate these animals. Not
and
that
we
a
have
termite.
their bits and pieces all over our ship.
Yep. Cool.
Only because we venerate them so much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can't put any of them to waste. Cannot waste any component. They should respect that, I'm sure.
So I
They'll
didn't
certainly see things our way.
I didn't mean to knock the sails out of the conversation that we were having around
Oh, right.
the lever. But
Oh my God, this
important.
fucking lever.
So y'all are standing around it. Ollie offers like, oh, I can go get the map thing. I'll go do that right now. And walks
Can you
away.
install it on our ship, Ollie? Or does it have to be installed on you?
I got you, he says.
I follow Ollie to go take care of this. I don't know what it's going to result, but I want the map enough that I would accept it becoming part of Ollie, as opposed to not having it.
We'll cut to that for some comic relief here in a second. How is the rest of the conversation going?
You said there was nothing else in this room that looked conventionally like a weapon?
No, not on this entire ship.
And there was nothing... Is there anything else that can even... Are there any other just like objects in this room? Or just an engine-looking thing? Control panel.
There's an engine-looking thing, a control panel by the levers encasing, and there's a bunch of energy cells, which are hyper-futuristic batteries that power old Prevy tech. i.e., they are insanely valuable.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm definitely gonna
We're definitely taking those.
Collect those.
The control panel near the lever can we like access it and try to glean some information on what the lever does via the control panel?
Yeah, it asks for a password.
Ooh.
Is there anything?
Iota.
Is there a mirror that we can fog up to see if anything was written on the mirror in the bathroom?
There was not. Iota returns a rejection.
Yeah.
2 more attempts.
Oh no, we only get 2 more attempts. Shit.
Foxglove.
1 more attempt.
No, don't.
Let's
don't
not.
make any more.
We're not making more random guesses. We're gonna figure it out before we enter anything.
Mm-hmm.
You try one more. You try one more thing, and it says, "Please contact your IT department about resetting your password."
Two-factor authentication.
Ironically, yes, but you have the data pad here, so you're good to go there.
Oh God, how do I find password?
Stack the power cells by the door and look jealously at the lever with like just very weird curiosity.
The door? What door?
No, he's like stacking the battery cells by the door, like so they're ready to take when we leave. But while he's like going back and forth, he's just like staring the whole time at the lever. Because you said he felt that gravity feeling in this room, right?
You felt the gravity feeling towards the piece of anima that you felt before.
I felt it back on our ship.
And
okay,
then you had that vision, and suddenly you also dramatically felt it towards your own body and felt the sigh of relief when you got back.
Okay.
Interesting.
Salt wants to try something. This control panel, this was, I'm gonna say the name wrong again, Volpa?
That's correct.
Okay. Volpa's vessel. Like this was Volpa's station.
Yep.
And he's presuming that Volpa would have set the password. In an attempt to better understand and get in tune with the minds of Volpa and Iota, Salt is going to remove his cloak, and he kind of like brushes the fabric, and you're watching him do this, and it looks like he's trying to smooth out a wrinkle or something like that, but he's actually like kind of sorting through constellations on his cloak, and he finds one and clutches at it, and he pulls at it, and you'll see him like kind of produce a light in his hand, and he's accessing the whisper of the fox and the hound, and he's going to like place it in his eye. Like just hold it right up to his eye, and he's like closing his eyes, and he's trying to let the whisper and Volpa and Iota all kind of sync with his mind, so he can get in their mindset to try to figure out what this password might be.
Okay, let us look at the whisper rules. Whispers.
I have no idea if this is a thing or not.
It is a thing. Yes, whispers are a thing. And I did give you this as a whisper. Where the hell are the mechanics? Montage.
Glad that we didn't give up on this. I feel like when you started that, Nick made a face of like, why are they still trying for the password? I told them it's not going to work. And as soon as you said whisper, Nick's like, okay, now we're going somewhere good.
Oh, okay. Now we know. Now we have the password.
Now we can do it.
Where the hell are whispers? Oh my god, I'm just gonna look in the index. Sorry. Whispers as a resource is on page 93. Okay, so whispers. Whispers are wild secrets that leap from mind to mind, parasitic words with a will of their own. They can be a single word or a short phrase, but they can only exist in one mind at a time. When spoken, a whisper is lost. You can use whispers to discover secret information related to their wording by whispering them under your breath. You can twist the narrative of the world in your favor by speaking them aloud, which allows you to create a twist related to the whisper. Or you can force a change by shouting them, creating a high impact twist that's completely out of your control. I'm going to say that this whisper has the tag of echoing. You may use this whisper twice before it fades.
And any use of it expels it, or uttering it out loud expels it?
Any use of it
Typically.
counts as it is used and it would fade. But this one is echoing. It can be used twice before fading.
Okay.
It's looking at the tags. Prickles, your information on the overworld map is detailed. It has far more information than normal because it is highly accurate. One moment while you think about how you want to use this whisper while I replace my headset battery.
I'm not changing my intended use of this whisper. I think it 100% fits, and it's 100% worth it.
What is the intended use?
To get in tune and better understand the minds of Volpa and Iota to figure out this password.
I think that's great. I mean, whispers is perfect. Yeah, I think that's great. I'm excited. This is going to be fun. Nick's like, no, it's not.
Sorry.
Just kidding.
What are you wanting to use it to discover secret information or use it as a twist of some kind?
Discover secret information this time.
Okay. As you begin to whisper of the tale of the fox and the hounda, I think there's a line that you recite, and forgive me, I'm not prepared with like actual like words to fill out this this whisper in poetic stanza or anything like that. But I think you mutter something about their emerging instincts and friendship, and that you feel like you are growing close to her in kinship. And suddenly it begins to enter your mind what Volpa likely would have put down as her password here. And that is what would it be? I'm looking at my write-up with this information. My guess is it probably has actually something very personal related to her and like her thesis and passion for the planet, and having studied it.
Maybe a little hint about the pre-verdant.
Yeah.
Or that we've not learned yet.
Ooh.
Sure. I like that.
Nick,
Yes.
Nick, it's the password moss.
MMO $.
I mean, come
That
on.
is way too short to be a secure password. That is high risk.
M0 $.
Did I say that this planet was Tharassa? It's Thalassa.
You said Thalassa. I thought.
Okay, great.
I wrote Thalassa down.
I'm
I heard
looking at
Tharassa.
all of my like pre-verdancy fiction that I wrote. There's something I mentioned actually in the write-up that I posted for you all from those documents that I'm surprised no one followed up on. But
Harassa is what you said. Sorry.
It's
sorry.
yeah.
Go ahead.
This planet is Thalassa.
Thalassa.
The Last of Us.
The Last of Us.
Thalassa. Thalassa.
Yes. Which is the name of like a sea goddess or god or something. Wow.
Awesome.
Sounds like the Game of Thrones version of the name Melissa.
Thalassa, Melissa. I'm into it. I can see that. Yep. Mhm.
The Lassa of House Martell.
The Lassa of these pickles.
I don't really have anything here that would make sense. Other than like something to do with Thalassa, or maybe like the capital city of Thalassa.
I say Moss.
Sure, it can be Moss.
Or like some high Ivan word that means Moss and is a more secure password, but the gist of it is Moss.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a past-phrase, and it's like, I'm sorry, is it Halassa?
THA.
THAL. THALASSA.
Okay, Thalassa.
Yeah.
Okay. Thalassa is better covered in moss or something like that. It's like a very secure, very long password.
Thalassa is the divine female personification of the sea in Greek mythology.
No, I love it so much.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll just say it's like
Thalassa better in green or something like that.
Oh, you know what it is? It's Moss et al. Because Moss was her primary reference in her dissertation. Dr. Coniferous Moss.
Moss at all.
Et
as
et
E-T?
al. ETAL. Period. Okay.
Does Saul have the academic knowledge to recognize that, or does he read it as just like Massatal, like as
Massatal?
Yeah, it probably means nothing.
I think Saul just he uses his whisper, he gets in tune with it, and then he's just kind of like in the moment he just types the password without like having a thought of what he's typing.
I have an idea. Like the picture we paint is like you're doing this in her quarters, like her bedroom, and you like are going about looking at her like old style books, like printed books, and there's one that just like sticks out to you as like the most used. And you look at the cover, you feel the spine. And you can tell like there is a lot of her energy here in this book, like a passion for knowledge and learning, and curiosity, and you get that same vibe, like a hint of that vibe at the terminal when you stand before it. So you're like, ooh, she's like thinking about this when she's there. Muscle top.
Fucking amazing. Oh my god.
Fucking hell.
That's perfect.
Yeah. That is the combination to my luggage. Oh, Melbrook. Oh, I love it so much.
That's the combination of my matched luggage. All right.
So Saul enters the password.
Yeah, you enter the password, and suddenly the arm that descends from the ceiling and is holding the kind of like the first level of casing, like it just like retracts up into the ceiling, and you're left with kind of one that you have to kind of like peel away, and it like kind of slides over and around and descends underneath it. And then all that's left is the lever with the pin. If you got that far, I'm not saying you did, but
yeah. And I want to like keep now that I'm in this control panel. Is there any information that I can get in it? Like, does it have any sort of data stored, or was it just like a control or a locking mechanism, effectively?
The display readout says, oh, this is cruel. The display on the terminal says, connecting to planetary combustor platform observer IOTA.
Ooh.
Connecting. Planetary combustor connected. Observer IOTA. Ignition ready.
Mm.
Not that you can read any of this.
Wait, but don't I speak Hyven?
Are you here?
Am I not?
The only one that's left is me and Ollie.
Yeah,
Everybody else will
yeah,
still be there.
Oh, okay. I didn't know like where everyone exactly was. Anyway, so
It feels like we're all there for all of these like big like what is that? Let's all go.
So there's the like connecting, and we'll cut before it says connected. We'll cut to Ollie like just going into the office and being like, oh, the map, and then he like goes to the screen that's projecting this 3D like light map, and he just goes and like grabs both ends of the like the TV screen and starts to pull.
I stopped.
No, Ollie, no.
He's like, what? You wanted this?
No, I want to be able to take this to our ship and use it, not to physically rip it out of the damn wall.
Well, how do you think we're gonna get it there?
Could you possibly unplug it or remove it with
Oh,
hair?
You think they use
Or make it
cables?
2D rendering.
I don't see any cables.
If it's possible to make a 2D rendering, if that's something that is within Ollie's purview, he should definitely try
the
it.
usefulness is the like it's active, it's updating constantly.
I see these bolts here. Okay, good call.
Mm.
And he'll like swivel something, like his hand will like descend into his arm, and then something else will pop up, and he'll just be like, whoop, 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 and then like he pulls it off the wall.
Okay.
And he's like, great, cool. We did it.
All right. And then I will look for whatever is connecting this to the computer terminals, if possible. I don't know how much knowledge as an Ectus Wildsea sailor I would have of all this. I do have a high level in study, but I don't know if that's...
The files are in the computer.
What was Ollie before? What object was he primarily originally?
Ollie is what you would call an ironbound golem. He does not have the kind of like phylactery that you have. He is just
right,
self-evident and self-made.
But is he shipwreckage? Like, what was he originally like? Where did he manifest?
You
just
think
not know.
There's any part of his original self in here?
No, he's the ship of Theseus person, but I just mean like what I'm trying to get at is like if his original form was something that might have a little more awareness of how these machines work. Like
Absolutely not.
Okay, cool. Never mind.
All right, Ollie.
All right.
This is pretty simple. I don't know how this works. You don't know how this works. We're taking all of it.
Oh, okay. Well, I got this. You grab something else, and he'll just like start carrying it to the ship.
Yes, I will follow
Make sure you
him.
Get a power supply.
There are power cells downstairs. Hopefully, you guys bring one.
Dill has been moving them back to our ship.
Yeah,
good. I will go with Ollie to the ship and enlist some of our Cosmo friends to come and help me unbolt and carry everything. I will take as much as I physically possibly can, Nick.
This like college mover company joins you in just loading everything as fast as possible.
Yep. Because I have a feeling that my friends downstairs are going to blow up the planet, and I want the damn map before they do it. You can cut away from us now.
All right. So we cut back, and it's like connecting, connected. And it dawns on you as you're reading this, Amber. This is the trigger. The bomb is not here.
I'm taking
ship-
hella notes tonight, you
And
guys.
out of the corner of your eye, Amber, there is a notification on the data pad.
Awesome. Okay, I read it.
What's going on? Why are you arming the bomb? Or the combustor?
Ooh, okay. I'm gonna write back. Can I write back? Can I communicate? I can.
Right.
I can read
All
it.
of your observer now belong to us.
My God.
I'm gonna write back. Who is this?
new data pad. Who dis?
Who did? How do I disarm? What
Dot-
does bomb do?
Dot.
Yep, pretty
Blank
much.
screen.
I'm gonna like. It's gonna be like a multi-part question. Who is this? What does the bomb do? Who are you? Like,
give
just kind of like
me-
trying to get.
Yeah, give me a Hyven roll.
Ooh, just one.
Can we like collaborate on this together?
But
Like,
Okay.
Sure. Tell
like
me-
you're kind of like reading, like you read out loud the message because,
I mean, I've only
So-
got one Hyven. Does anybody else
Right.
Hyven?
no,
Balls.
but
Just me then.
Salt's got an insight to Volpa and Iota's mind recently, so maybe Salt can
That's a
kind of
good point.
assist with an advantage.
Give him an advantage. Yeah.
Sure, I like that. Especially because the tone is going to be lost on Amber with only a 1 in Hyven, but you have an emotional connection here.
Yes. Okay,
Um,
perfect.
Yeah, like this is Iota, and Iota would really appreciate like
What the fuck is going on? Where are you? Where have you been?
And-
What is happening? Yeah.
Amber's like interpreting or translating essentially, and Salt, you're like, that doesn't sound like her. Did she maybe say it like this? And Amber's like, oh yeah, that word does mean that, or that is the context I was missing here. So
Right.
yeah. Amber, I'm gonna
Two?
need a Hyven roll. You have an advantage, and then select an edge. Like what
Ooh,
approach?
okay. Running more iron race. Oh fuck.
Gotta be
So
tied.
I was gonna say like maybe tides. Tide seems good because it's exploration, learning, lore. But additionally, I think that iron, like force, determination, willpower, like she is like giving it her fucking all to understand and to empathize and to try and like connect with this message. I don't know that
I don't
Grace-
know if you can force a connection
Changed.
like that though.
You can force all kinds of
No,
connection.
but you can be like, do what I want. Tell me what I want.
Ooh, that's a good point.
Like,
Connections can be forced.
I'll answer your questions if you answer mine.
Ooh, that's
That
a
sort of
great
thing,
point.
which is how I
Okay.
might interpret iron.
So 2 or 3.
So you'd have iron, Hyven, and 1 advantage. There is going to be cut here.
Fuck.
One
Okay.
cut.
I'm not happy about this. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Oh shit. A 6, a 4, and a 1.
Okay, so we
He's got a
cut.
4 though.
We cut
We
the
cut
6. We get a 4.
Shit.
Okay, so here is what happens.
Oh no! I feel bad about this already. Oh my god.
Essentially, all non-essential systems on this ship shut down.
Remote shutdown.
Remote shutdown. There is I think like the pilot lights, like the airplane lights, when the lights are off, like the lights that are still left on are on, and they are red. not like a menacing red, but like a just kind of a glowing red. And you still have a connection here. I think that's what this represents. A failure, you would have just been completely shut off and connection closed. So you better talk. This is
Tell her we want to be friends. We want to cooperate. We want to help Iota find Volba.
I'm listening.
I'm typing in Broken Hyven onto this chat. Help find Volpa. Who is we friend?
My colleague Volpa, I see her vitals. She's fine.
Oh, so she's alive and she's on the planet somewhere. Okay.
You found her ship? Or her satellite?
Yes, we're on it right now.
On base, yeah.
Damaged to enter? Question mark?
Minimal damage. Ship's still intact. Ship's still intact. We didn't damage too much, just the outer hull to get in.
You see and hear the door actuate, open and closed?
The door to this room, or the door
to the ship, like the entry to the ship, or I keep saying ship, the satellite. And she's like, very well. Oh fuck, wait. How many of the power cells did you take, Dill?
All of them.
You didn't tell me how many there were. I just took as many as were free to grab. Can she remotely tell that the map has been completely disconnected and taken elsewhere?
You get a reply that's like, looting her satellite? Question mark.
I'm going to write back, times are tough. We are hungry.
There's a food synthesizer.
Explain, or I'm just going to put question mark, question mark.
Dill literally doesn't care about the rest of this conversation. He hears something about something food related. He's like immediately going straight to the galley.
Okay.
Won't work without power cells.
Okay, so I'll scream, leave one power cell.
All right, you plug a power cell in, and the kind of like dining area with the area, Dill, that you thought kind of seemed like a galley but didn't have any equipment. There is a machine there that is turned on. I don't know if any of you have seen the Orville.
3D printed food.
The Orville with Seth MacFarlane.
500 cigarettes. Yes, absolutely.
500 cigarettes. One of the pieces of technology in this sci-fi fiction is like the food synthesizer basically like saved the economy of humanity because they can just print food. They can print anything. They can print clothes.
Amazing.
And it's not like 3D printing. It just appears. It is just synthesized immediately.
Is this something that we can salvage and bring back to our ship?
It is a built-in appliance, is what I'm going to say.
That doesn't mean that the parts can't be
That's fair. This is definitely game-breaking territory.
Dill walks up to it and says, and like thinks back to one of the recipes that he's seen from the cocktail book, and just says absinthe.
Oh my god, was a freak. I love it.
I mean, you don't have chthonic, so it doesn't respond to you.
Still whaps it like you would a misbehaving client.
but it's synthesized absinthe.
Slapped
It's
it.
absinthe. It's absinthe. It's too perfect.
Oh my god. Amber translates for you. She's got 2 in Chthonics.
I'm just gonna scream. Dead.
It creates
While
absinthe.
you hold the button down on the machine.
It creates absinthe. It creates pies. It creates meat. Although it's synthetic meat. It creates flowers. It creates herbs. It creates curry paste. Like whatever you want it to make, food wise.
Oh, it's sorry. I thought you were saying like it malfunctioned and delivered these exact things.
No,
Okay.
I'm saying there's a montage here of like, what else could we have it make? And she's like,
all the things.
and like the messages are just like, okay, that's the last one. And then you respond with another thing and she prints it remotely. And then she's like, okay, we need to move on. You're like, okay, but wait, one more thing.
All right, I'm gonna add absinthe and other printed foods to my specimens or salvage.
Hell yeah.
I mean, it's just gonna. Okay, fine.
Wait, what is it? It's gonna do?
Amber.
Is it gonna fall
It's gonna
apart
what,
when it leaves the room? It's just gonna what? Say words.
We've got 3 minutes left. Let's keep moving.
Okay,
Amber,
I'm gonna type
Amber.
into High Chthonic. I'm gonna say who is ? Because my High Chthonic is not very good. Who is ?
I am Observer Iota. I am one of 2 officers of Orion. You probably don't quite understand the word military. But Observer Volpa and I are posted here to watch the planet, guide local population in dealing with ultrafauna, retrieve divine technology, if possible, and deny and report any unauthorized attempts to remove divine technology from this planet.
I'm going to
Who
write.
are you?
I'm going to write God ? To Iota.
Oh, yeah. Basically, when she says the word divine, you basically interpret it as God, like machine God is like what that word has meaning
Awesome.
to you.
I'm gonna say help capture Leviathan
Anima.
glowy lights. Ladle's Rest. I'm gonna try and give as much information as I can in a very limited amount of the language that she and I can communicate in, and say like, help us capture this Leviathan that we know that is harming the folks of Ladle's Rest. Also, Anima.
Yeah, Leviathan and on Rampage, possibly Anima, and et cetera, et cetera.
But do I know that it's Anima? The only thing that I know for sure that is Anima is the bit of salvage that I have claimed from my shisty friend in town.
How's this? Her reply after a while is, we know. Volpa came down to help. Against orders. Yeah, basically against orders. You have to find her.
Help control or help tame Anima?
I think how find. Because if we can find Volpa, that answers a lot of it, because she's basically a god.
Volpa's a person.
You
Volpa's a person.
on the data pad, you get a notification. You like click on it, it opens up another app that is essentially the map program. Google Maps now is showing you
God damn it.
like, you know how you can share a link with people that's like, here's my location and my progress on my journey. You now have a tag for it's not actual data on where Anima actually is, but what it looks like is kind of like there's like a grayed out kind of circle area, and it's kind of like
it's an estimation.
It's an estimation. And you see a bunch of like other like X marks that show essentially like attack like points of like actual record of where Anima's signal has been detected.
Nice. Oh my god. So like different pieces. Oh, I'm so excited.
Yes.
Okay.
And just to confirm, this corroborates with what we've witnessed.
Yeah.
Like we see the attack point where the Cosmo
like,
attack.
Yeah, like you see the point where your ship got attacked.
Yeah.
You see
perfect.
Where there's, you know, rumors of where Captain Sage's ship was destroyed. Like you see that. You see that the estimated location crosses heavily with the spearing fence and the path that you've just taken. But you've moved past the kind of like estimated area. Here's another kicker. You see a bunch of little tiny dots, a lot like the one that's listed on your ship. And they are listed all throughout the world. There are clumps where it looks like there are more than one or large assemblies. There are lots and lots of small ones. There are ones that where it looks like there was a signal and then it disappeared.
How close are these signals to one another? Is it something that we could like on a trip, like pick up multiple pieces, like on our way back to harbor, on our way back to our port?
You ask Iota, basically about them, and she's like, these are pieces of Anima, and then she sends you like a basically a program. She like pre-programs your map to show a time lapse.
I'm gonna ask. I want to ask, what is Anima?
You get that word again, divine.
So, oh fuck. Okay.
You see, it's actually enemy divine.
Enemy divine. Okay.
And then you watch this time-lapse video, and this is really what I want to leave us on because we're now a little bit over on time. Sorry.
Awesome. Okay, sorry.
There is what appears to be a time-lapse, and it says at the top, it begins with like 250 cycles ago. 250 years ago. And there is just a kind of huge scattering of a lot of the pieces. And over time, you see a lot of them kind of clumping towards each other and all moving towards one another very slowly. And in some instances, they came together within a few months or years. Others, it took decades. Many are still working their way towards one another. But very slowly, Anima is reassembling. Not all together in one place, but like there are clusters that are coming together. And you, Amber, are once again haunted by this vision of Anima's arm being blown off, and then the pieces kind of like coming together and reassembling and switching Transformer style. Yes, Iron Giant style. And it's a little haunting. Maybe a bit more than a little.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm scared I'm a bad guy, you guys.
We'll get to that. Don't you worry.
We want
Embrace
to
chaos,
get
Shannon.
Iota's help
Yeah.
to meet face to face with Volpa. Like
Yes.
we wanna help them.
Tell me
And
what to type, and I
there's
will.
only so much that we can type out. Face to face would be much more efficient.
How do we get to Volpa?
So, like, where Volpa? Question mark.
Yeah, you'll get a ping. You'll get another little Google Maps link.
She dropped a pin.
She dropped a pin.
You dropped a pin, so we can like.
Oh wait,
so
no,
I'm
no,
gonna.
she doesn't know the data pad.
Doesn't know.
You
right.
have the data pad. She doesn't know where she is.
The
Oh,
data pad would be the ping.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Send picture of Volpa.
How find Volpa? Look. Question mark.
You are sent a picture of the two of them together. It's like a selfie photo of the two of them looking really fine in some beautiful dresses on like a date night, smiling. You can tell Iota is Iota because the reference to 250 years old. Well, the last 250 years of her career is referenced in those messages. And Iota is a synthetic person. Like they are a very humanoid looking like robot person. They are kind of like a thick woman with some kind of metallic pigtails.
Yes.
Yeah, she's got some very slender curves.
I'm into it. Love it.
And then Iota is also like a large black woman, also in a dress, just absolutely gorgeous, shining teeth, beautiful smile, beautiful curly hair, and they just look really, really cute together.
Oh my God, I'm so turned on. Keep going.
Well, with that,
Sorry. Let's keep going. Okay, so wait. You've described who Iota is. A synth, a beautiful black woman, humanoid, but very obviously AI.
Iota is a synthetic large woman, and
what does the other woman?
Volpa is the black woman.
Oh, Volpa is the beautiful black woman. Okay.
Yes.
So Volpa.
At least 250 years old, possibly older.
No. Iota.
Oh, that's Iota.
Iota,
Sorry.
the synthetic metal-looking large woman, is old.
with pigtails.
With pigtails is very old. Volpa is also a large woman, black, with curly hair and a beautiful smile.
Oh my God, I love both of these women. I'm excited for whatever's about to happen. Synth with pigtails, beautiful.
All right. And with that, I'm gonna let my cast go, especially because two of them are on the East Coast.
It's so late.
And it's late for them, and they have work tomorrow. I, however, do not.
Not me, Nick.
Oh,
not me.
Me neither. Because
tomorrow was my first day with no work in over 30 days.
Congratulations, you got through it, my friend.
Very excited.
Yeah, I get to see Rumble Roar tomorrow, and Coffee Traveler, and Greg Hansen.
Awesome.
We're hanging out this weekend. Andy, you are nearby and welcome to join. The rest of you are also welcome to join, but you're not nearby.
No, I am not. Pixar, it didn't happen, friend.
Will do.
Thank you.
And with that, I'm going to quickly sign off so we can go. And thank you, our viewers. Our beautiful, sexy, amazing viewers, for your participation, your time, your love. We appreciate it. And we will see you next time for more of the Wild Sea. Good day, sir.
Kisses.